Here is some career advice I gave my son when he's starting out. I'm learning to thrive in the gig economy. Would you like to learn too? I just came back from taking my son out to Wisconsin to start his job after his college graduation. And on the ride back, I was thinking about some of the career advice I gave him in the last few months about starting a new job in a state where he doesn't know anybody, in a brand new company now that he's out of college. And I thought I'd share them with you because you might have other advice that you can give me that I could share with him. That'd be great. And maybe you know somebody who's also coming out of college that you may be able to share some of this advice with. So when you share good information, you share good advice, everybody wins. So I thought I'd just go over some of the things that I thought about and that I told my son in the last few weeks. I actually took notes because I wanted to make sure that I got them right. First thing, you need to find out right away what the expectations are for you, where they expect you to be in 3 months or 6 months. For instance, they told him that he's doing self-training videos right now. But you know what? You got to know when you're supposed to be done with those. They may tell you, oh, take your time, work at your own pace and things like that. But you need to find out, well, when do most people finish this? In 30 days, 20 days, 10 days? I need to know because I want to at least hit those benchmarks. I don't want people to think I'm too slow. So always find out what your expectations are 3 months, 6 months down the road from your supervisors. And if you assigned a mentor, from your mentor, ask them, what are your expectations? What are the expectations at this company for somebody who's a new hire? It's very important you get ahead of that right from the beginning, because trying to catch up is very hard. The second thing, if you're assigned a mentor, treat them well. They are going to be a great resource for you. Take them to coffee every couple of weeks or whatever you want to do. Make sure that they are valued by you. Ask them questions. Ask about situations. If they've been successful in that company, it's probably because they know what they're doing, right? So you want to get that information as much as possible. And here's the thing. When you succeed, it makes your mentor look good too. So make sure that you give the mentor credit as you go ahead. And the thing is, the more the mentor is invested in you succeeding, the more that mentor is going to work to make sure you succeed. So rely on that mentor. Treat them well. Treat her to coffee when you can. Whatever you want to do, but make sure that she understands you value her advice. Take all the training that is offered to you. You may say, oh no, I had that already. I did that back in college or whatever. No. Anything that they ask you to do, take the training. It's a good reminder. It also shows you're eager to learn. And quite frankly, you probably will learn something. Even if you've had that similar training back in your own company or back in college or something like that, you're going to learn something new. So go ahead and take the training. It shows that you're eager and willing to learn. So always take any extra training that they offer you. Speak up in meetings. This is one that I always had a problem with. See, even if all you're going to do is agree with the boss, make sure you speak up. Let him see you. Get that face time. Take what he says, reiterate it in some different way, add something to it, but always speak up. Don't just bring problems to the meeting. Bring solutions, bring suggestions, but always speak up in the meetings. Don't become a wallflower. Make sure you get credit for the work you do. This is really key, especially if you're in a group project or anything like that. Some people are really good at making it seem like they did the work. Either because they're better presenters, they're the ones that are speaking up first in meetings or whatever. Make sure you get credit for the work you do. And if you aren't getting the credit, you need to speak up. You need to speak up. And if that means you have to go to a different group or a different supervisor go ahead and do that, because it's very important that you get credit for what you accomplish. Always. Always. If you got a bad boss, get away from him as soon as possible. Even if that means a lateral move. Not necessarily leave the company. But if your boss is bad, if you have to leave the company, do it. Because in the long run, you'll be happier and your career will be better. A bad boss, especially at the beginning of your career, can really, really push you back quite a bit. So make sure you get away from the bad bosses. If your boss is really trouble, get away from them. You know, even if that means having to leave the company, even if it means having to take a lateral move. You don't want to be around bad bosses. They're killers. They can kill your career in an instant. So be careful with bad bosses. Get away from them. Office politics exist. Plain and simple. You may say you don't want to be involved in them. You may say that you don't care about that stuff. But they exist, and you need to be aware of them, because you need to be watching for alliances, and you need to be watching for who might be trying to screw other people, who might be giving you bad information because they're trying to screw somebody else. So you need to be aware of them. Even if you don't partake in them, you need to know what's going on in the office. Be careful about spreading any gossip. Be careful about spreading any rumors. But make sure you're aware of what's going on as much as possible so that you don't get screwed. Right? And here was the main thing, and this is the thing I really wanted to emphasize. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. A job is just a job. It's not your life. Yes, you spent years in college preparing for this first job, fine. But you know what? If the job sucks, or it turns out you don't like it, and you're not very good at it, well, life goes on. Life goes on. You just got to go and do something else. It's no big deal. Find another company. Put your resume together right away. Get out there. Find some other work to do. Even if it's completely outside your field. If you need to go back to school, go back to school. Life is too short to be stuck in a miserable job, in a miserable profession, just because you thought you were going to like it when you were in college. It's too short. Life is too short. Anyway, if you thought this advice was worthwhile and you think it might help somebody, hit the like button, hit the share button. Please pass it around. Put any comments down below that you think might help my son or other people. And next week I'll go back to talking a little bit more about the freelance life. Talk to you later. Bye.